Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show. You are tuned in for another edition of the Culture Update, and we want to thank you all so much for joining us today. And we want to remind you today's show is being brought to you by the Culture Creators. Special shout out to the Culture Creators. Make sure you follow them and also subscribe to their channel on YouTube. And guys, I have a great show for you today. We are going to go ahead and get it kicked off right now. And we want to give you an update on the Julius Jones case. As you know, we have previously talked about Julius Jones. We're an advocate for his freedom here on the Culture Update show. And we had the grace and pleasure of being able to interview his sister. Well, now we wanted to bring you an update in the case as things have been going on and happening, as I told you I would. So as promised, I want to let you know the new news going on. Right now, there is a possibility that Julius Jones, as well as a few other inmates, could possibly have their death sentence put on hold. Or it could be actually called off for certain other people. This is kind of a crazy thing going on right now. Basically, what happened is the Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals in September had set an execution date for Julius Jones along with 5 others. And this was after a federal judge had kicked them out of a lawsuit over the lethal injection procedure. So basically, 6 inmates went and filed a lawsuit claiming that the procedure of lethal injection was improper, not correct, and the order for that was kicked out. So on Friday, the federal appeals court agreed with the inmates in that case and said that the judge was wrong in declaring his ruling final. So now an assistant federal public defender representing Jones said on Friday night that Oklahoma's attorney general could make a commitment to the court and the parties that the state would not carry out executions while that case is pending, which is normally what you would do in that process, considering they are trying to have a lawsuit against them for the procedure itself. So now that the plaintiffs are back on the lawsuit and they are going to allow that lawsuit to go forward, they're expecting that the attorney general will keep his promise and ask the Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals to vacate the scheduled execution date. So this is huge. This could mean a pause. This could mean maybe even an indefinite type of situation until all these other legal jargons and ways are handled. So this is definitely looking good for possibly for the case of Julius Jones. And this is a Denver-based appeals court that agreed with these inmates that a judge should have waited to make a certification until after the trial happens next year. Now, this trial is set to begin on February 28th for these inmates. And it was once said that these inmates had filed a paper saying that they would not accept a second alternative to the death sentence. And in one particular case, a man that had requested to have his execution pulled, he actually said that the reason why he declined the alternative execution was because the alternative execution was a firing squad. So you can only imagine that it seems awfully cruel and unusual punishment to have a firing squad. So we will see what happens. The first man in that 6-man situation is set for his execution is set for October 28th. And as we know, following Julius Jones' case, his clemency hearing is set for, I believe, October 26th. So we will find out if the clemency hearing will even continue. We don't know. That may also get put on pause. But we are hoping and praying that this entire appeals situation will go through and that his execution will be put on pause or hold or indefinitely, maybe even taken away. So we will keep you up to date. I just wanted you guys to be privy on that information that was happening in the Julius Jones case. It's a lot of information. I advise you guys go check it out, but it's we're on pins and needles, and we're really, really praying that Julius Jones is freed because we truly believe that he is innocent. So I just wanted to give you that update, and I will keep you up to date with any further news that comes out of that. Now it is time to get to it. You know what I like to bring you. I like to bring you a little bit of education, and this was something that hit me this week that I had never even heard of before. And so I wanted to bring it to your attention and see what you think about this. We've all heard of the critical race theory and a lot of the rumors that have been flying around about that. But have you heard of what they are now calling, quote, white replacement theory? White replacement theory has been apparently all over conservative news media as of recently. And one of the big advocates for white replacement theory is none other than our good friend, and I say that strongly, Tucker Carlson. And so lately, he has had this notion of white replacement theory. He's been touting it all over his show. And it just brought me the question of what exactly is this white replacement theory? What does it mean? And why are we even talking about it? So I looked it up. So let me just tell you the definition. It's also been called the Great Replacement. It's also known as just replacement theory. It's a white nationalist conspiracy theory. Now, guys, this is literally the Wikipedia definition. I can't make this up. It's a white nationalist conspiracy theory, which states that with complicity or cooperation of replacist elites, the white French population, as well as white European population that large, are being demographically and culturally replaced with non-European peoples, specifically Arab, Berber, South Asian, and Sub-Saharan Muslim populations through mass immigration, and other factors such as demographic growth and European drop in birth rate. So what does this even mean? And is it even real? Well, from what I can understand, it means basically that a bunch of white people are afraid that the world's going to get filled with a bunch of other colored people like brown and indigenous and native and other people that are maybe even some foreign people. And they're afraid that that means that they're getting replaced, that their spot's being taken over. And it's so unfortunate because it's just not the case. Yes, are the brown and minority people's numbers growing? Absolutely, our numbers are growing. But it's not a situation of we're literally bringing people from another country, we're planting them in the United States to then be able to be citizens that can vote and that have rights and do all these things in order to take the white people away from being able to do that. And that's what this theory is basically saying. So when you hear crowds of white nationalists running around saying, you will not replace us, the Jews will not replace us, and those things, these are the types of people that believe in this white replacement theory. And it's really kind of bonkers and bizarre. And actually, some people have called for Tucker Carlson to get fired from Fox News because of his continual push for this white replacement theory. That is just that. It's just a theory, and it can neither really be proved nor, I mean, it's really saying they're going to take our place, but it really cannot be specifically proved other than numbers of population. So therefore, it's kind of just one of those things. But I'd love to hear what you guys think of this. Have you ever heard of this before? Are white people really afraid that brown and foreign people are going to come take their place in society and be able to vote for them and have their jobs? And this, I mean, just because people come here and they're able to vote or they're able to get jobs doesn't mean that you lose yours necessarily. I mean, I just don't see where people make that draw. I don't get that. So it's interesting. Tell me what you think about white replacement theory. Tell me what you think. If you can seriously say that you feel you're being replaced, I don't know why you'd be afraid of that. I don't know why you would be. I'm not afraid of it. I'm definitely not afraid of it. So we did have a video. I don't think we're ready for the video. Let me see. Let me see what else I can let you know about this white replacement theory. So apparently this goes back so far that it is from a long, early list of
we're living through. But it is definitely not about Black lives. And remember that when they come for you, and at this rate they will. The Democratic Party is trying to replace the
outsiders or strangers or foreigners will be able to overtake the United States via immigration, reproduction, and seizure of political power. And see, this is just blasphemy. I don't understand how any of this would ever happen. One reason that the ADL is sensitive to the issue is that the ADL was the Anti-Defamation League, was actually the league that was trying to get Tucker Carlson replaced. So we're going to go ahead and watch a quick video, and this was actually on MSNBC. This was Ari Melber, and he was giving his 2 cents on what he thought about white replacement theory. So we're going to go ahead and check out that video right now.
what we're living through. But it is definitely not about Black lives. And remember that when they come for you, and at this rate they will. The Democratic Party is trying to replace the current electorate, the voters now casting ballots, with new people, more obedient voters from the third world. But they become hysterical because that's what's happening, actually.
They will come for you and replace you. This is an elaborate conspiracy theory that is gaining traction right now on the American right. It's a white supremacist claim, and it is that non-white immigrants will replace the electorate, the presumably more white electorate. Now, this matters because it's racist and dangerous and influential, with proponents trying to hide and launder and dress up a hate.
And so there you have it. White replacement theory, folks. Please let me know what you think about it. I would love to hear your discussion on this matter. And actually, Ari on MSNBC, he had like a 20-minute segment where he went into full detail about the history of it and everything. So if you want to check that, I encourage you to do that as well. But please let me know what you think. Drop me some comments. White replacement theory. Do you think that we need to be afraid that white people are going to be taken over? Drop your comments in the comments below. All right, we're moving on to the entertainment news. That is about that time to get to the juiciness of the day. And the first story is about these crazy red flags. We have been literally seeing these red flags all over social media. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, you've been seeing tons of red flags. They're posted all over Twitter. They're posted all over Facebook. And I've been baffled by this whole red flag thing. It just like happened overnight. Well, basically, this is just that. These are red flags. And it all started on Twitter, and it's just completely blown up. So people started giving examples of what would be considered a red flag in a relationship, maybe like a personality trait or just in life in general. And there are some pretty funny ones, I'm not gonna lie. And you know, Black Twitter took it to a whole nother level. We had a couple of people give their examples of their red flags that I wanted to share with you. One said, if you pull up and they ask if they have chicken fingers, red flags, red flags. So that's, I'm sure, a dating advice one. A fan of Frank Ocean said, if you hear someone say, I don't like Frank Ocean, red flag. Here's another one. Me and my ex are still friends. Red flag, red flag, red flag. So these go on, and it had some of the biggest names in Twitter joining in on the red flag fun, including Twitter itself and even Pepsi. Pepsi tweeted out, I've never had Pepsi in my life. I could not imagine someone saying they've never had Pepsi, but they say that that would definitely be a red flag. And then again, Twitter tweeting out, I'm not on Twitter, red flag, red flag. I just think that's hilarious. And then Netflix also got in on the fun, and they reminded everybody that beauty is only skin deep, saying protagonists who notice the girl only when she takes off her glasses and gets a makeover, red flag. So I thought that was pretty funny. And I also thought it was pretty funny that people even went so far as to flip it and do green flags as well. And they started posting positive traits. I remember you said you like this, so I got it for you. Green flag, green flag. You get the point. So green flags, red flags. If you've been wondering what the heck is up with all these flags going all over Twitter and all over social media, now you know. It's simply just fun. So jump in on it if you get a chance to say what some of your red flags are and have some fun with it as well. Okay, guys, we got to get to this next story, and I just have to say WTF on this next story, because we have to talk about Kodak Black. Kodak Black is making the news for all the wrong reasons once again, and this time it's really asking people WTF. Seriously, he's all over none other than his mother. Like, what is this? Like, what is this? Why Kodak Black? Like, this brings the term mama's boy to a whole new meaning. This a disgusting, terrible new meaning. I don't know if anyone got a chance to see either photos or even the clip. I'll get the clip for you in 1 second, but let me just describe this situation. So you have an old clip. This happened, what I believe to be a few years ago, but that is now resurfaced all over the internet. And it is Kodak Black and his mother, what appears to be at a party or a club on the dance floor, sharing more love than should be shared publicly and even behind closed doors between a son and a mother. Let me just tell you, he has like a whole Norman Bates thing going on with his mom. It was very disturbing and very, very sick. So I'm just going to let you take a look at the video, and then we'll talk more about the nastiness on the other side. So let's take a look at this clip, and just tell me what you think. So as you can clearly see in this video, not only is Kodak Black groping his mother on the butt, grabbing her physically so hard, it looks like that she would be his significant other. And then at one point, he tried to kiss her on the lips, and it looks like maybe even was successful in doing so. This is very highly disturbing. I don't care if you're drunk. I don't care if you're high on whatever you're on. There's no reason to be grabbing on your mama like that. That's nasty. And the mama, what, did you raise him like this? Like, did he breastfeed a few too many years or something? Like, why is this acceptable? If my son was pulling on me drunk, doing all that to me, well, no, I would be cutting it off right then and there. So she's in the wrong one, and then he's in the wrong too for feeling on your mama like that. That's nasty. And I don't know who raised, like, clearly if she raised you, something's wrong there, because she looks quote unquote uncomfortable, as some people mentioned, but she doesn't look uncomfortable enough. So it disturbs me. Let me know what you think. Drop me some comments. Is this acceptable behavior for I'll call him a young Black man? I say absolutely not. It's disturbing and sad and just gross. It's nasty. Don't nobody want to see you feeling on your mama like that. And I don't even want to say keep it behind closed doors, because you're not even really supposed to be doing that behind. It's just nasty. It's just not right. But yeah, he's definitely got some Norman-based situation going on with his mama. And unfortunately, he's just been having a rough time. He's been going up and down in social media. He apparently had people thinking he was suicidal for a minute there, and then all this out about his mama. So we don't keep Kodak Black in our thoughts this week, y'all. Tell me what you think. What do you feel about this? I think something needs to be said about Kodak Black and the way he was doing his mama. So drop me your comments and let me know. All right, our final story for entertainment news is somewhat sad and also very, very bizarre. This is just tragic. I don't know if you remember, but beautiful, beautiful young lady, up and coming artist Emani, not to be confused with Normani. This is Emani that we're talking about. She's only 22 years old, and unfortunately, it has been announced that she has passed away. And this is just the bizarre part of it. They are not really listing exactly what the cause of her death was. Now, this has been going on for some time, trying to get some clear answers as to what might have actually happened to her. But they keep calling it a tragic accident, which is so sad. But they're not saying what kind of accident. They're not telling us if this was a car accident, if this was a suicide accident. What kind of accident was this? Was it just a crazy accident? Was it a house fire? I mean, what kind of accident was this? So basically, the only thing that we know right now is that she has succumbed to injuries following a tragic accident earlier this week, and it is with heavy hearts. They said that they had to confirm her passing, and it's just really sad. It said that she succumbed to the injuries sustained after the tragic accident on October 11th. And at this time, her family is asking for privacy to mourn and honor the life and her memories. But it's just so sad, because this is the singer that sings the song Best Friend. You know, that's my best friend. That's my best. Yeah, you know, Emani. So, you know, up and coming R&B artist, recording producer. She's worked with people like Trippie and J Main and other people, frequent collaborators that she had. But just so sad and so tragic. And I really want to know what happened to Emani. I can't believe that there's no additional information. I mean, this girl was 22 years old. It says she sustained injuries after a tragic accident. What was it like? Was she mountain biking? Was she like, I just can only imagine what this tragic accident could have been. And the fact that they don't say car accident makes me think it is something crazy. But among a lot of other celebrities and people that reached out on social media, also Bhabie, rapper Bhabie, shared a snapshot and captioned her Instagram. She said, "I don't even know what to say. This doesn't even feel real. I used to spend I used to spend almost every day with you. You taught me so many things. You're an inspiration for so many things, hair, nails, style, etc. My big sister, I'm going to miss you so much." So it's just so sad and so tragic. I definitely going to keep my ears and my eyes on this story and see if I can find out more. But if you're a fan or a lover of Emani, rest in peace to her. She is no longer with us. They've gained another angel, so to speak, as they say. So that is all that I have for you in my entertainment news. And that's all I have for you for the show today. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you drop your comment and don't forget to subscribe. And join us next week for another episode of the Culture Update. As always, it's been real, and thanks for watching. Bye.